Hello, and welcome to Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name's Caleb.
And I'm Caitlin.
And this week, we talk about changes coming to the Disneyland Resort early entry.
New villains coming to Oogie Boogie Bash.
And we battle it out with Disneyland and DCA attractions. Let's dive in. All right, and this is episode number 98, inching closer to that big 100, that big triple-digit number that we're excited to hit.
I cannot believe it. It's so soon. I'm wishing it was this week.
I know.
Got two more to go.
Actually, speaking of, we have an opportunity for you guys to participate, and we would love if you did participate in our 100th episode, and I'll give you some more details on what that looks like later in the episode, but just kind of stay tuned. We've got a way that you can help us out, and we'd love to hear from you, and I'll tell you how to do that later on. But before we dive into the news, let's update everyone on what we've been up to. It's been an exciting week in certain ways. Mm-hmm. We've been working as usual. We still have to do that.
It's been hot as usual.
Yeah, I mean, no crazy news there. And Caitlin has been doing some fun doctor visit stuff. We went and saw our, not mine, her OBGYN. I don't have one of those.
Yes.
And she was awesome. She just checked Caitlin out. Everything's going well with the little one. Mm-hmm. And the day after?
Yes, the day after, I had to go get just some blood work done, and I had to do the unfortunate glucose test.
Yeah,
which is a bummer.
So you drank that. You sent me a picture of it. It looked pretty gnarly.
Yes.
This kind of gross, medicinal-looking drink. Mm-hmm. And you said it was very sugary.
Yeah, so it tasted like Sprite. And the first couple, because again, you have 5 minutes to drink it, so you have to chug it. The first couple swigs, I'm like, okay, this isn't that bad. And then literally midway through, I'm like, this is so sweet. I got a headache. It made me super nauseous.
Gross.
But everything went well. All is well with the results. I did want to say a quick thank you to everybody that reached out on Instagram, just sending well wishes and kind of like hey, I remember doing that, just swapping stories. So I appreciate all of you. And it's always fun to talk to you guys about pregnancy stuff. So
yeah,
thank you.
Before we dive into the news, please consider leaving a review over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Giant help to the show. You can do a written review on Apple Podcasts and a 5-star rating. And then over on Spotify, it's just a rating system. So you can just click the 5 stars, and that helps the show a ton. But speaking of, we've got another review to read out.
We do, and I'm so excited. So this one is titled Great Disney Fun. This is from Pirates of the Polynesian. Been listening to Caleb and Caitlin for a couple months now, and it's always a fun time. Great mixture of Disney news, current events, trivia, trip reports, history, and more. They're willing to point out the negatives in the Disney world, but never fall into negativity. Give them a listen. We so appreciate that. Thank you so much. And for those who don't know, you can find them on Instagram. They have a Disney page. It's awesome. But more importantly, just thank you so much for taking the time to leave a written review and a 5-star rating. Caleb and I can't express enough how thankful we are and just how much it helps the show. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Seriously appreciate that. And also another way to support the show is to join our Patreon community over at, you guessed it, Patreon. You can go to markethousepodcast.com/support to get more details on that. But again, we've got one tier to keep it simple right now, and we've got a lot of fun going on over there. I wrote a post about how we save money using credit cards to travel to Disney, and also to share some fun little audio clips from the park and what have you. So we're having a lot of fun over there. Hopefully you can join us on Patreon. All right, let's dive into that news. All right, first up, we've got some news over on the West Coast. Disneyland Resort has some early entry changes happening. Starting January 20th, Disney will only make one park available for early entry. And the park that's available is going to show on the resort calendar. So before this, leading up to January 20th, both Disney's California Adventure and Disneyland were both open 30 minutes early for resort guests. So if you're staying at the Disneyland Hotel, Grand Californian, and now Pixar Pier Hotel.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Pixar. No.
It's
Pixar
called
Place?
Pixar Place.
Yes.
Sorry. Whatever. You can enter the parks 30 minutes early. It doesn't sound like a big deal, and it kind of isn't compared to what they used to do,
right,
which was a full hour.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Magic Hour or something.
I think so.
Now it's 30 minutes, but it's still, when you're paying that kind of cash, it's a cool perk because you get to ride at least, 2, 3, 4 rides before everyone else is let into the park. So again, like I mentioned, it was 2 of them. Both were open for resort guests, and now it's just going to be 1, and it's going to flip and flop. I don't think any rhyme or reason. You can check the resort calendar to see which one's going to be open for early entry. But again, that's a kind of a major perk that's now going to be even more convoluted. And again, it's kind of one less reason for people to spend that kind of serious money to stay on property, especially at Disneyland. Everything's very intimate. There are hotels, actually, if you measure how far it is away from the front gates, that are closer than the Disneyland Hotel. You can't beat the Grand California. It's got a straight entrance into DCA. But any other hotel, it's kind of a far walk relative to other hotels in the area. And so folks are paying what, $500, $600, $700, $800, $900 a night, and they kind of keep stripping away perks.
I know, it's really unfortunate. And
So-
I'm still trying to understand why they're only making 1.
Less staffing.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure. But it's kind of like, it's just such a bummer because, again, for those who like, well, I want to do early entry, let's say to do Guardians. Like, if it's not offered that day for DCA, you just start a Disney. So it's just a whole thing. So,
I know. I totally get it. It's frustrating. Again, is it the end of the world? Absolutely not. There could be worse things that they're taking away, but it just feels like we're already down. Like you've already punched us enough with price increases and this and that, and then it's like, okay, now you got to do this.
And on the bright side, though, hey, at least they're offering one each day. So here, let's take it. Let's run with it. It's
Okay.
gonna be awesome. All right, next up, we have some super exciting news. Tiana's Palace menu has been released, and it looks pretty good.
Does it?
Yes. Well, at least one of them. And I'm talking about the dessert items, which we're going to get into momentarily. But first, I kind of just wanted to go over the menu, kind of display what they're offering, and kind of pick and choose some of my favorites, if that's okay. So first up for entrees, they're going to be offering a house gumbo, a 7 greens gumbo with chicken and sausage, Cajun spice half chicken. I believe is it muffaletta or muffaletta?
Muffaletta?
Muffaletta sandwich, a beef po' boy sandwich, and Gulf shrimp and grits. Again, very Cajun styled. It's not,
seafood. Lots of
It's very
seafood.
seafood. But again, I'm sure it's going to be amazing. And then as well as some Southern specialties like buttermilk cornbread and, of course, Joffrey's Coffee Chicory Cold Brew. That's a part of their Southern specialties.
Yum.
But the thing that I'm most excited about is their dessert, and it is a house-filled beignet featuring lemon icebox pie filling topped with lemon glaze.
Oh, my.
That sounds absolutely amazing, and I love, love, love that Disneyland's taking a new twist on a dessert item. They could have just offered regular beignets, so I'm happy that they're kind of doing a unique twist to this location. And then lastly, there's a seasonal offering that's going to be available. It's the Lily Pad and Lotus Cup ceramic set with house beignets. This looks like it's literally like a lily pad plate with like one of the little frogs on it that you get beignets on. So again, if you're a huge fan of the movie, it's a little fun little thing that you can do. But other than that, definitely try the beignets because it looks delicious.
Yeah, I'm going to speak for the allergy people, though. This was their perfect opportunity to introduce gluten-free or dairy-free, what have you, allergy-friendly beignets. Disney World has them. They're amazing. I would pay a lot of money to have them at the Disneyland Resort, and they didn't do it. And that is so frustrating. It's in California, like the land of allergy-friendly things. And I'm getting frustrated that they will not introduce like a lot of great allergy-friendly desserts. Again, this doesn't apply to 95% of you, but for the minority here, I'm just going to say it is a bummer that they're not introducing a gluten-free option.
It is a bummer because they are delicious over at Disney World. However, I did want to mention, speaking of allergies, they do have allergy menus, which is really great, especially for this type of food. For gluten, wheat allergy, egg allergy, of course, the fish, shellfish, and allergy-friendly menus, as well as the milk allergy. So
yeah, probably wouldn't recommend going if you have a fish allergy. It's like super seafood heavy. I'm sure they've got like the chicken option. That's it.
yeah, they have a couple things that they offer on there,
Yeah.
but just take a look on the menus. But again, the beignets look amazing.
Next up, we've got some more Disneyland news. Actually takes place over in DCA. Oogie Boogie Bash. They are introducing 2 new villains at this fun festival of frights. Ooh, you like that?
It's spooky.
Came up on the spot. Disney has teased 2 new villains that are going to appear this year. Now, if you don't want to know who they are, just skip ahead a minute or two. We're going to talk about them here.
Mm-hmm.
I would not call it a teaser. I would call it a reveal because it was so on the nose.
Yeah.
It was like it did not take right. I think prior teases, it's been like, oh, I don't actually know. Like it could be this person or it could be this person. Like there was an active debate. This felt very, very like duh.
Yeah, personally for me, I only knew one of them. I did not know the other one.
How?
I don't know.
Let me tell you how.
Okay.
So the hat, it shows the barrel of turpentine, and you hear it's Judge Doom.
That's the one I didn't know.
Let's go.
I've seen Roger Rabbit
You're
one time.
crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they show a like San Francisco Square graphic on this kind of like another barrel.
Yeah.
And you hear like some clicking noises. And again, San Francisco, you're like, duh, it's the villain from there. I had to look up the name, but it's Tokai.
That's so exciting.
And I actually love Big Hero 6. I've seen it a few times. It's been actually a few years since I've seen it. So again, why I had to look up the villain. But both are going to be fun additions. But Judge Doom is played by, and I'm going to forget his name in movie like Die Hard's going to be like, what's the matter with you?
It's
but
from Back to the Future.
I know that, but I'm forgetting the actor's name. But anyways, classic, fantastic character. Can't wait to see these two at the park. All right, and our final news story takes place over on the East Coast, and it looks like there are some Reedy Creek annual pass benefit changes, unfortunately. So the new Reedy Creek board, instituted by the governor over there in Florida, announced that they plan on removing the park pass benefit that's been made available to employees of the district for years. And they plan on removing that and replacing it with an annual $1,000 stipend. And newsflash, that does not even cover. that's not an even exchange. The Incredipass, which is their top pass, costs about $1,500.
Right.
So they're losing out on about $500 in value, and it doesn't. I don't know. Let's dive into it. The board argued that this was a scheme by Disney to funnel more money into the company. I don't understand the logic in that.
It's called a perk.
I know, it was weird. So I can't. It just makes me laugh because it makes me so frustrated that it's buffoonery. But they're arguing that basically it wasn't fair and that some Reedy Creek employees weren't taking advantage of the perk. And I'm like, okay, boo-hoo. I don't know.
That's their choice.
Yeah, and that basically this what do you call it? This benefit was costing the district a substantial amount of money. And so they basically were like, well, we need to, be fiscally responsible. So we're going to cut this. We'll offer you $1,000 to use on whatever you want, but just not towards a park pass thing. And so a lot of people, the employees of the district, stood up and opposed this change at the meeting, both the Reedy Creek Fire Department and some other employees, and basically said, this isn't fair. We take our families to this. This is a lot of money. We don't understand what's going on. Now, let me give you a little insight here as to why they maybe want to cut some stuff. They have a $5 million budget for the legal battle with Disney right now. Now, I have a crazy idea on how you can save some cash and keep employee benefits. Is to not getting a battle. I was going to use another word. A match with a corporate entity that can, they have a lot of money to burn on this kind of stuff. And so I just find it that, of course, the employees are bearing the brunt of this fight. And it's just really unfortunate that they're passing the problems that they incurred themselves onto the employees of the district. And so anyways, just keep an eye on that. I'm sure some more stuff's going to come out over time and just more things being stripped away from those poor people over there. But again, hopefully hopefully the legal battle ends soon and that everything can go back to normal. But again, it's just another thing where it's just really disappointing for Disney employees. All right, before we dive into our trivia time, let me talk to you about our 100th episode and how excited we are to kind of make it open and available for you guys to participate. So I'm going to ask you if you can go to markethousepodcast.com, and right there on the front page is going to be an option for you to send in an audio message, and we'd love to hear, and both are written one too, so don't get worried. If you don't want to send an audio one, no worries at all. There's an option for a written message as well, but either way, we'd love to hear from you. And again, I'm going to make it so apparent right on the front page, you're going to be able to click both options, but we'd love to hear kind of your favorite episode, your favorite moment, your favorite interview. We'd love just to hear a highlight of this past 100 episodes and what you've liked about the show. And we just love to hear it, and we'd love to present it on the podcast.
Yeah, it's a very special time, too, because not only is it our 100th episode, but it's our 2 years anniversary of the podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's a very special time. We're so excited, and we thought what better way to kind of celebrate than kind of have all of you guys involved in it as well. So we are looking forward to this.
We are, and then I'll also link it in the episode description. So if you don't remember, markethousepodcast.com, no worries. Just go into that episode description and click the link there, and we'd love to either hear from you or read your message. All right. You know what that music means. It is time for
Disney Oh, trivia.
Trivia. I almost said Shop the Mouse with Market House. I am confused.
Okay, let's restart.
I'm
Ready?
scared. Okay. Disney
trivia.
Wow.
That was great.
Let's get into it.
Okay. All right, Caleb, are you ready for your first trivia question?
I am. Bring it to me.
All right, question number 1. What fruit does Lotso the bear smell like in Toy Story 3?
Wow. I just told you that I haven't seen this movie in years, and we just watched 1 and 2, so that was rude.
Sorry.
Strawberries.
That is correct. See?
Let's go.
Come on.
It's in there somewhere. It's got to go through the files.
Yes. Okay, next question. This is a little more tricky, okay? What is the name of the island Moana lives on?
Oh.
You know this.
Oh. Bora Bora.
No.
I'm just kidding. I know it's not that. Let's think here. Is it...
What is the name of the island Moana lives on?
the village of Montanu?
Okay.
But I don't know the island.
Oh,
'Cause I know the
gosh.
song. Make
I
way.
mean, honestly, I'm going to take it, but it's literally that, but add a couple things
Like
to it.
Montanui?
Yes.
Let's
that's
go.
correct.
Let's go.
Yes, you got it.
All
Oh my
right.
gosh, I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. You helped me along there on that one. Okay, so your two questions are...
Okay, I'm ready.
It's kind of long-winded. I apologize in advance. Before being transformed into the Haunted Mansion, the building in Disneyland's New Orleans Square was intended to be a different attraction. What was the original concept for this building? And that's it. There's a second part that I cut out. But basically, what was this attraction supposed to be first? It had a different name.
What?
Come on.
I always knew it as Haunted Mansion.
It was supposed to be something else before. Remember, it was supposed to be a walkthrough. You're supposed to walk through the attraction, and it was going to be something entirely different.
Okay, I remember it from that documentary we watched.
Correct.
Wasn't it? Okay, this isn't going to be the name of it, but wasn't it like a museum of frights?
Okay, you are so close. It was Museum of... not Frights.
It's not horror, right?
No, it's something... You're too much on the scary.
Museum of...
Odd. Think of another word for odd.
Strange things?
It's so close.
Oddities?
Museum of the Weird.
Okay, I was like, okay, I remember that
Yeah.
specifically. I remember being so excited that they didn't do that.
Yes, it would have been very odd. But yes, half a point on that one I'll give
Okay.
you. Second question is, within Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean attraction, there's a unique item belonging to Captain Jack Sparrow that is an actual movie prop from the Pirates of the Caribbean film series. What is this item? Don't worry about which film did it appear in. That's too hard. And where can it be found in the ride? So there's an actual movie prop. I did not know this.
I think it's the, is it the Dead Man's Chest?
Incorrect.
Okay, I'm going to keep guessing. It's not the compass.
No.
Is it the medallion?
No, I'm just going to say it has to do with Captain Jack.
Oh. And it's not his compass?
No.
Okay, I have no idea.
Apparently his hat, the hat worn by Johnny Depp, is in the attraction.
Okay.
It can be found hanging on a bedpost in the treasure-filled room of the attraction.
No way.
Where Jack Sparrow is also sitting
Okay,
in there.
this is a very unique fact because I had no idea this existed. Okay, if any of you are going, can you guys take a picture of this and send it? Because that is so amazing. I had no idea.
I had absolutely no idea until I found this trivia question. Again,
Yeah.
please confirm it. If someone can maybe snap a picture and we can see him, and does that
Yeah.
look like a real hat?
I could have sworn that it was the Dead Man's Chest.
Yes, there is a chest in there with the
Yeah.
gold and stuff. I don't know if it was an actual movie-used prop,
Probably.
though.
Well, obviously not. But that's awesome. Those were good ones.
Yeah.
Well,
thanks for-
congratulations.
Thank you.
You won.
I mean, I will admit yours were kind of a little tricky.
Yeah. But you
But-
still won.
Thank you.
So good for you.
I'll take my win. You'll probably beat me next week. But hey, let us know what score you got at home and see if you guys beat both of us. All right, that brings us to our main segment of this week's episode, and that is Disneyland versus DCA, the ultimate battle.
And this is going to be a hard one.
I just made that up on the spot. I'll think of a different title.
I like it.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
The ultimate battle.
Yeah, as long as you say it like
And
that.
then big like explosion. Sunday. So we've been brainstorming some ideas for the podcast, and Miss Caitlin over here, we were drinking some espresso, right?
Yeah.
Some coffee at Pete's. We love Pete's Coffee. If you've got a Pete's near you, go to it and marinate yourself in that
Okay.
coffee. It's delicious. So we were sitting there and Caitlin said, why don't we throw a bunch of attractions in a hat and pull two out and just, they have to battle each other out. Just absolutely random.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to compare, like just pick up two of them and then you have to pick which one you prefer over the other and you have to choose. And I thought that was a fantastic idea. It's very gamified. It's fun. We can all play it together at home, and you guys can do this and replicate it yourself if you want to do it. And then let me tell you, we modernized this. I did. Caitlin wanted to do it physically. I said, no, let me use the power of technology. Technology. I don't know why I said it like that. But I used the power of AI. I basically said, you know what? Generate some lists for us, some battle lists, and then we're going to compare the two. So it did its job. Thank you, AI. You're going to take my job one day, and we're going to do it.
And they're really hard.
They are actually super tough. So these are, we compare Disneyland attractions versus Disney California Adventure. So Disneyland versus DCA. So we're going to compare the two.
All right.
And these are absolutely random. I actually didn't even look at my list. I just kind of copied them over, and I'm going to see them for the first time.
Are you ready?
I think I'm ready. So you're going to go first?
I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Okay, first up, Matterhorn versus Incredicoaster.
Okay.
That's a hard one
Okay.
because it's nostalgia versus new and
Yeah.
improved.
Oh my gosh, that's so hard. Because theming, I mean, so easy. Matterhorn wins on theming alone. Oh man, I didn't intend for these to take as long. I thought it was going to be just a no-brainer. Okay, so Matterhorn. Okay, I'll admit. I'm just going to think out loud here. So Matterhorn, I don't like my back exploding every single time I ride it. It feels like my neck is going to detach from my body. It's not the most exciting ride. It's old. It's from what, the 60s?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, and first steel tube roller coaster, so it's a bumpy ride.
Mhm.
Theming is awesome though, and it's fantastic. It's Swiss and cool, and it fits the park so well. Can you imagine Disneyland without the Matterhorn
No,
looming?
never.
No.
Mm-mm.
Now Incredicoaster, it's a better ride. I'm not going to hold it against it because it's not its fault, but I do get a little motion sick on it. Theming's all right. Like I like The Incredibles. I'm not a huge diehard fan, but could I live without it? I could. I'm not going to lie. So I think I'm going to vote Matterhorn.
I totally agree with you.
Okay.
Yes, just for nostalgia's sake, because I'm like, I can imagine the Incredicoaster not being there.
Yeah.
I could never imagine Matterhorn not being there.
I
And
agree.
I wish we could ride it more.
Yeah.
But
I
good
agree.
choice.
I'm going to go Matterhorn. And it's a little more kid-friendly. So I'm going to go Matterhorn. Okay. Caitlin, your first one. This one's not exactly... I'm still going to read it off to you again. Chat GPT, you did not do your job very well here. I'm still going to read it off because it might be tough for you.
Okay.
But it did compare a ride versus a show.
Okay.
But I did say attraction, so it kind of counts.
Okay.
Here we go. Enchanted Tiki Room versus Pixar Pal Around, which if you don't know what that is at home, it used to be called Mickey's Fun Wheel. It's the big Ferris wheel in DCA.
This one's easy for me.
Okay, go ahead.
The Tiki Room.
Tiki Room.
100%.
You don't like the...
We never go on the Pixar Pal Around, and the one time that we did, like, we went on one of the first like dates we had there, we went on it.
I thought you were going to blast on it, and I was like, I took you on there.
No. I remember it for that. It was amazing. But the swinging ones literally are the scariest things of my entire life. They're terrifying. We just don't go on it a lot.
Yeah, and before you get any ideas, teenagers or young adults, you're stuffed in with other people.
Yes.
So I thought, Caitlin and I are dating. I just stuffed my mouth with gluten-free pizza at the time Red Rockets, which I feel like an old man saying that, but it was Red Rockets Pizza Port, and I was like, baby, we're gonna hit that Ferris wheel right there. And we get in this thing, and we're stuffed with this random family, and I'm like, this is so romantic. Like, how you doing?
Well, I loved it.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was great.
Yep.
But yes,
Yeah, just don't think you're gonna, have a grand old time.
I do wish you could go with just the party, like if your group. I get why they don't do that, but again, it would be nice if it was just.
If you had a big enough group, I think we'd
Yes.
make that happen. Okay, so you pick Enchanted Tiki
I
Room.
picked the Tiki Room. Again, it's not something we do every time, but it's such a fun thing. And again, I cannot imagine Adventureland without the Tiki Room.
Yeah.
Like, that's just nostalgic. And again, the history with Walt and just
Oh, I know.
creating the Tiki Room. And I love Dole Whip. So it's just like, it's kind of one of those things where it's all incorporated into me just loving it. So that one for sure.
Solid answer. I agree.
Okay, are you ready for your next one? This is a really, really tricky one.
Okay, hit me.
All right, Haunted Mansion versus Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
What is wrong with you?
I told you these are hard.
Oh my gosh.
And for those who don't know, these are probably Caleb's like favorite rides.
Yeah, I mean, it picked both I think my favorite rides from both parks.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man. So I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer in my head, but also I feel so bad because I feel like I'm like
Don't feel bad.
betraying the other ride. But like, okay, thought process here. Haunted Mansion, absolute classic, right? I mean, classic. I could never go to Disneyland without it. Like I would boycott it for the rest of my life if they ever took that thing out. And then over at DCA, Guardians is such a fun ride. It would not be a trip without riding that, even though I skipped out on it because Caitlin could not ride it last time, which is totally fine. But I'm going to go Haunted Mansion.
Okay, good. I was going to say, if you picked Guardians.
Yeah, it's not that. Guardians, I mean, at the end of the day, I think you can argue it's a better attraction. It's a better ride. It probably eats more people. I don't know. The other one's a Omni mover. But at the end of the day, it's, more thrilling and more technology.
Right.
Yes, it's all that stuff. But I think at the end of the day, I think it's like Imagineering on display in the Haunted Mansion.
Okay, can I ask you a quick little one?
Yeah.
That's not on here. Okay, if we're talking overlays between the two rides, Nightmare Before Christmas versus what's it called?
Oh, Monsters After Dark.
Monsters After Dark. That's really hard because
like yes, I'm gonna go. I mean, yes, Monsters After Dark is fun. It doesn't add too much to it. I'm totally gonna go still Haunted Mansion.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, Holiday Dish. Okay, Caitlin, your next up is Alice in Wonderland versus Goofy Sky School.
Alice in Wonderland, 100%.
That one was a little easy.
Yes. Again, that ride is amazing. It's in the center. It's so magical when you go out on top, when you're on the Caterpillar, you're overlooking the teacups, the Matterhorn. It's beautiful at night. It's beautiful during the day. It's one of Caleb's favorite rides that before we started dating and we're together, like I never went on this with my family. So now it's like literally one of the first rides we usually go on the trip, and it's so special. So that one for sure. Goofy Sky School, I could go without. Like I wouldn't be sad if they got rid of it.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Fun fact, it was Mulholland Madness before it was not branded, rethemed to Goofy Sky School. And yeah, it's equally as confusing.
I like Goofy Sky School better.
Still a weird ride,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
All right, next up, Space Mountain versus Soarin' Around the World.
Space Mountain versus Soarin' Around the World. Oh my gosh. Yours are hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Space Mountain I don't ride a lot because again, I'm an old man and I get a little sick on it. And honestly, I've never been a giant fan of that ride. I don't know why.
You haven't. That's true.
I love the look of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. But Soarin', on the other hand, I love that ride. I'm going Soarin'.
Okay, I'm kind of surprised because you prefer Soarin' over California.
I do, but I don't have that option.
That's true.
It's seasonal. Comes
true.
back for what? Our Food and Wine?
Food and Wine.
In the springtime. So that's a fantastic time to ride it because, again, the better version, in my opinion, is Soarin' over California.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going to go Soarin' because I just love the ride. I love the music that plays. I love the smells. Yeah, I'm going to go Soarin'.
Good pick.
Yeah,
I
thank
agree.
you. Okay. Is that the first time DCA has won?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
'cause
DCA
Disneyland.
attraction. Okay. Next up, Caitlin, is Star Tours, The Adventures Continue, or Guardians, Mission Breakout. I almost forgot the name there,
Ooh.
even though I was reading it.
Guardians for sure.
Guardians?
Yes.
Okay.
I like Star Tours, but it's one of those things where I'm like, I love the thrill of Guardians. Like, there's nothing like that first drop where you literally feel like your stomach is literally ending up in your mouth.
Yeah, it is good.
It's amazing. So Guardians for sure.
Okay.
All right. Next up for you, Pirates of the Caribbean versus Radiator Springs Racers. I feel like mine are way easier than yours, and I love it.
What do you mean minor? Oh, yeah, like the ones I'm asking you are
Yes.
easier. Yes, I would agree. So Pirates versus Cars,
Yes.
Radiator Springs Racers. Gosh dang it.
Again, nostalgia versus just,
I
again,
know.
Cars
It's,
is amazing.
again, classic Imagineering, classic Disneyland versus a fantastic dark, I would say dark/thrill ride. It's like both. It's the best of both worlds. Oh my goodness. That is so hard. I'm gonna be honest. In recent years, I have not been the biggest fan of Pirates because of the lack of maintenance. I've been a little frustrated. Like, come on, Disney, like please fix some of these scenes. The showrooms have
Right.
been totally broken for a while, and they haven't been. I think they missed their AC, like their electric bill, utility bill, and they shut the electricity off in the building because it's been so dang stuffy in there. But it's such a classic. That's so hard. I can't imagine DCA without Radiator Springs Racers either.
I know. Isn't it weird that we never call it that?
Just call it Cars.
Cars.
This is so hard. I don't want to take too much time, but I'm going to have to go, for nostalgia's sake, Pirates of the Caribbean. But I mean barely. I mean barely won out.
I have to agree. It's one of those where you're like, do you pick classic or do you pick new and amazing? Okay, there's nothing wrong. It's not that Pirates isn't amazing, but it's kind of like just the tech. Literally, Route 66, that whole Cars Land area, it literally feels like you're not in Disneyland. It's so well done.
It's one of the best lands ever.
But again, Walt literally walked through Pirates and created that. So it's like, that is a very hard question.
I'm going to go Pirates.
Okay.
It's hard. It's really hard, but I'm gonna stick with Pirates.
Okay.
This one, again, this one's so weird. I'm sorry. I think it really shined with your questions, and mine it just gave up. Astro Orbiter or Red Car Trolley? The Astro Orbiter or the Red Car Trolley? You don't like either. I mean, not that you dislike either one. It's just you're not I don't think, a super fan of either.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick, I guess.
I mean, I think I would pick Astro Orbiter only because it's one of the first things that like just reminds me of Tomorrowland.
True. Okay.
The Red Car Trolley we've never been on.
We've never done it.
I don't ever feel the need to go on it. I like looking at it and I
Okay.
like waving to the conductor.
Yeah, they're always fun.
But I would say Astro Orbiter for sure. And fun fact, I've never been on that either.
I have not either. Spinny rides and me don't mix.
Yeah.
I get very nauseous.
But even when I was little, like we never went on it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It feels very carnival to me.
Yeah.
Like it's themed better. It looks better,
Oh,
but
for sure.
it's very like you can ride this anywhere in the country, so I'm not going to waste my time on it here.
Gotcha.
Okay. My turn?
Yes.
Or you're
Are you
asking
ready?
me? Yes.
All right. It's a Small World versus Toy Story Midway Mania. And for this one, I want you to take out like the motion sickness area of it and just overall ride.
Okay, so Toy Story versus It's a Small World?
Yes.
I'm going to go Toy Story.
Okay.
And let me tell you why.
That's
It's a
what I
Small
would've
World,
picked, too.
yes. Mary Blair, it's classic, the art style, everything about it is just classic. And that facade, you can't beat it.
Stunning.
It's the best. It's so cool during Christmas time though, I don't know.
It's stunning.
Now I'm kind of like,
We love going on it during Christmas time. I feel like that's the only time we really go on it unless we're trying to really escape the heat.
True.
Like in the summer.
That's true. Unless we're desperate and we want that song stuck in our head. I'm going to go Toy Story though, because I think it's going to, it's just, it's a better ride.
I love that ride.
It's really fun. Again, I sound so complaining and annoying,
no,
but like,
you're being honest.
I do a little queasy. I get queasy because of the screens and the 3D glasses, and it's spinning me around. So yeah, I don't ride it a ton only because I don't want to ruin my day. But it is when I ride it, I have a blast.
And the last time we went on it, I beat you by like 100 points, and I was so excited.
You did a great job. It was so close. I'm gonna blame it on carpal tunnel.
Okay.
I don't have it,
All right.
but I just think I did it in the moment. Okay, here we go. Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage versus Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters.
Oh.
Now imagine, no more, I know we don't like the ride Finding Nemo, but imagine without the bay. Take that bay out. All that water, all the, the ambiance. It's gone.
So I'm going to pick Nemo.
Wow.
Even though I don't go on it, just because it's just kind of like a tight quarter kind of thing. We love Nemo, and the submarine voyage area, like that is one of the most beautiful places just to sit and kind of like look around. And I love the water. It's so pretty, especially when you're coming in like on the monorail from like the downtown Disney area, like and you're entering in to get out in like Tomorrowland. It is so pretty, especially at night. Everything's all lit up. I can't imagine like that area of water and that ride not being there. Like I would kind of be sad if they got rid of it, even though we don't go on it a lot.
Yeah.
Luigi's is cute. They need to do something with that, like back there. It's one of those things where I'm kind of like, I like the theming of Luigi's actual like storefront, but other than that, I'm kind of like, I feel like they could have done a better job with that area or even just the whole ride itself. Like it's kind of like, okay. Like I think we've been on that maybe 3 times.
Maybe. I
And
mean, that's
that's
generous. I think we've been on like twice. We actually went on before they took those big beach ball things out.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
No, it's just bizarre.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Now, they were trying to, it was John Lasseter, I think, who really wanted that ride to be added because he remembered as a kid, I think they were like a UFO ride or something like that. and it was very similar
Yes.
technology, and it broke a ton. They thought they could fix it with this one, and I think it was a love letter to that attraction.
Yeah.
And it had same thing, these big beach ball things they would smack around, and it just failed again.
I do have to say, though, it is pretty at night with the string lights across the top.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty.
I'm reading. I'm totally remembering. Sorry. Yes, it is. I
What?
was remembering. Do you remember when it was like the air ride? You sat on it and like moved around. I was thinking of that the whole time.
Wait, no.
Now it's the cars.
Yes.
And synchronization.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Do you remember what it was last time? Before?
Yeah, it was like the little hover disc.
Yes, the
things,
hover
right?
disc. I'm so sorry. Yes, I was thinking that the entire time.
Oh,
That's
no.
how little we ride this ride.
Oh gosh, where are you?
I don't know. I'm confused.
Okay, are you ready for your last one?
I think so. Last of this list. I think we
Last
got a
of
few
this
more.
list. Yes, we have a few more.
Yes.
Okay, so Jungle Cruise versus Pixar Pal Around.
Oh, a tough one, folks. Jungle Cruise.
Thank you. I'm
That's
like, if you chose the
Yeah,
Pixar
no.
Pal Around.
Picture Pal Around's fun. It's terrifying. Yeah, like Caitlin mentioned, the moving ones, if you want a death wish, ride that. It is
Yes.
terrifying and fun all at the same time. You're like scream and then laugh, scream, then laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Cruise is a classic. You can't get rid of it. You can't touch it. It is just a staple there in Adventureland. It makes the entire land in my argument. So I love Jungle Cruise. Okay. Miss Caitlin, are you ready for a few more? We'll do a few more here.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. First one is Star Tours, The Adventure Continues. It really wants to ask you about Star Tours. Or The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Undersea Adventure.
Oh my gosh, no thought needed. The Little Mermaid.
Ooh,
That
okay.
ride is amazing. And we've been on it every single trip since it opened. It's one of our favorites. I love the bubble scene, and I love when like they're singing under the sea. It's just such a fun ride. And I have to admit, I literally cannot wait to take our little one on that ride. It's gonna be like so special.
I know.
I cannot wait.
I can't wait.
But yeah, that's mine. Okay, yours. Are you ready for some more tricky ones?
Yeah, let's do it.
Indiana Jones versus Guardians of the Galaxy.
Why are yours so more tough?
I don't know, but I love it.
I put the same exact prompt in, and it spit out much tougher questions
it's
for you.
more fun when you have harder ones.
I don't like it. Okay, so Indiana Jones, love it. I used to like it a lot more when I was younger. Still love it. It's just I don't love it as much. But Guardians is oh my gosh.
Over Indy?
I'm gonna go Guardians.
Okay, so this is the first time I'm disagreeing with you.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go Guardians. I love Indiana Jones, but like if I think of a ride that I have to ride at least 3 times in a trip, I'm going Guardians.
I'm shocked right now.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm doing it.
Indiana Jones.
I'm doing it.
The Indy.
I'm doing it. I'm sorry.
The Dr. Jones.
That's Dr. Jones to you. Yeah.
Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
Temple of the Forbidden Eye. Get out, bro. Get
The
out.
theming?
Make room for Guardians.
Nope.
For Chris Pratt and the gang.
Nope. I'm
Okay.
sticking with Harrison.
I didn't
Okay,
ask you.
We will disagree.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna. It might be controversial. I'm gonna go Guardians on that one. Sorry, if I hurt anyone's feelings. Okay. Caitlin, Mad Tea Party or Goofy Sky School?
Oh my.
This one's tough because you love the Mad Tea Party to look at it, but boy, you don't like riding.
So do I have to pick based on writing it?
I think you have to go overall. Like you have to think of just the ride overall. You have to think of riding it. You have to think of theming, the music, the ambiance it adds to the park.
Okay. Well, first off, my answer is the teacups. Okay.
You're going Mad Tea Party.
I'm going to go Mad Tea Party only because, and again, you will not catch me on this ride. I don't know what we're going to do if our little one wants to ride this ride.
I'll pay a stranger to go on with
No.
I'm just kidding. You want some popcorn,
We're going to have
kid?
to bring our friends with us on like a big trip because there's no way. Caleb and I would we would get so sick.
We would get very sick. I have to think of in our friend group who could withstand the G-force of that ride. I don't know.
No. I have no idea. But I would have to say the Mad Tea Party only because of the ambiance alone. Can you imagine Fantasyland without the tea party?
No.
Like, it's beautiful. The lanterns, especially at night, that's one of my favorite places to walk through at night. Goofy Sky School, again, yes, it's fun. It's very abrupt, and it feels like your spine's going to shatter. There are some fun moments, but it's one of those things where I'm like, again,
You can go without it.
I can go without it, and Disney can do something else in that area. So it's one of those things where I'm like, it just doesn't fit anymore. And I'm kind of like, that's a whole other conversation, but I'm like, that whole area back there just needs to be redone.
Needs work.
And I'm like, I'd rather it be that versus the Mad Tea Party.
Okay.
So,
I agree with your thing. This is last one. Last question. Here we go.
okay. Are you ready? Are
No.
you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad versus Radiator Springs Racers.
Oh my goodness. These are so hard. Big Thunder Mountain versus Radiator Springs Racers. Good grief. I love Big Thunder. It makes Frontierland. What else are you going to do in Frontierland?
You know, I have to admit, I wasn't the biggest fan of it a couple years ago. Like, I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Why?
And now, like, in more recent years, like, it's one of those where I'm like, I was so sad that we couldn't go on it last time because 2 trips ago, it was closed for refurbishment when we went with your family. And in this one, I couldn't ride it.
Yeah, we haven't been on in a while.
And I was so bummed because I'm like, I really like that ride.
This is so hard because at the end of the day, I probably like Cars better, like the ride experience. But I think of theming, I think of classic, I think of all that stuff. I think I'm going to go Cars.
Okay.
I'm going to go Cars.
I can see it.
Yeah, it's hard. It really is. It's so tough. But at the end of the day, I think I have a better time on Radiator Springs Racers.
Okay.
I'm going to go there.
Okay.
It's
I can see it too.
Fantastic queue. I mean, if you have to be stuck outside, it's a better queue. Man, that's tough. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cars, though. It's
okay.
Barely, though. Barely.
All right.
All right, Caitlin, your last question is Splash Mountain. I know it's closed. We're going to count it because clearly didn't know it was closed. Splash Mountain versus Grizzly River Run.
Okay,
that's
tough.
A
hard one.
I know a lot of you at home don't like Grizzly River Run. It doesn't get the love it deserves in our opinion. We love it because, yes, you do get soaked, but it's a blast.
We love it.
Yeah, if you go back 5 or 6 episodes, you might hear a really gross story about my experience on it. But I love it because it's just a fun time. But anyways, I think it's tough for us because we like it so much.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I think, okay, so first of all, I'm just going to say both of these rides are like awesome. I'm number one, can't wait for the retheme for Tiana's. I thought it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But overall, I feel like I'm going to pick Grizzly River Run. And before everyone freaks out and was like, how dare you? Because we all know the other one's beloved. It's one of those things where Grizzly River Run, I am so nervous and excited and just like, I'm going to get soaked and I'm scared and then I'm laughing and then I'm like gripping onto like the little circular thing in the middle just because I'm not the biggest fan of getting like head to toe soaked. It's one of those things where I find myself just laughing the whole time when we're on it because we normally ride it at night, which if you have not done that ride at night, definitely do so. It is absolutely amazing, especially when you go through the tunnel and you hear like the grizzly kind of like, is it growling?
He's roaring.
Roaring?
Yeah.
It's so scary. So I would have to do that because I feel like it's more of a like a thrill.
I was going to say, I don't think any other ride gives you that same feeling.
No, and then Splash does, but it's more of like, okay, let's just hold on really quick. We're going to get soaked. Okay, we didn't get soaked. Oh, yay, the drop. But like Grizzly River One is like, it's so intense that I'm like, I have to pick that. And again, it's one of like your favorite rides. So when we do ride it, it's such a fun, like we're closing the night out.
Yes, and I don't want to answer for you, but I think I agree because there's no other ride too where you become like instant friends with your ride mates.
Sure.
Like you don't know these people from Adam, but like you're having a fun time because you're all in this together.
Oh, it's
you're
so
all
fun.
facing each other, so you're all screaming and stuff. That's fun. And then I think it also sticks with that original California theming. Like it feels like you're up in Tahoe or what have you. Like I don't know what it's supposed to really replicate, but it feels very true to what the park's supposed to be.
Yeah, and I definitely have to say it does say something where for a ride that doesn't have Disney IP, like it's crazy that we love it so much.
I know.
So, and again, it's beautiful. It's stunning. It's our dream to literally stay at the Grand Californian to overlook that ride. So I would definitely say that one.
All right. That was fun.
That was great. I really liked that.
Very good idea.
I'm
going to give you all the credit. And then thank you, ChatGPT. Not sponsored. OpenAI. If you want to sponsor this episode, call me up. He's like, does not compute. Will not sponsor. Okay. Time to go to bed. You can find us over on Instagram and Threads at Market House Podcast. Make sure to follow us over there for pictures from the park and exciting news and announcements. Please consider leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Giant help to the show. Join us on Patreon, markethousepodcast.com/support. We'd love to have you over there. We're doing a lot of fun stuff. And just join. It'd be a fun time.
And don't forget to check out the link in the description to help us out with our 100th episode. We are so excited. And a special stay tuned for next week's episode. We have a very, very special guest coming on. So we are so excited.
So excited. We'll see you next time. It's been a blast. It's been fun. Bye.
Bye.